Hello, everybody. It's Mark Ling here. And in today's exciting session, I've got with me a man who has made millions of dollars. In fact, over the years, he has actually made in the tens of millions of dollars as an affiliate, also as a physical product seller. In fact, off camera, we were just talking about all of the thousands of testimonials that he's received from his supplements business, which is a side thing over the years. And he's done very, very well. Physical products, digital products as an affiliate. And one of the methods that he's done particularly well in over the years, and he's recently enhanced this even further, thanks to new technology, is running tiny little 12-day mini groups online, using them to create a buying frenzy and then making hundreds of thousands of dollars in affiliate commissions from these mini groups. I will give you the caveat to that and say that he's particularly good at this. He's been doing it for a long time. Most people, when they try out this method, they may make in the low thousands at first. But when you get really good at it, the sky's the limit. I interviewed his top student recently, and he's made over $3 million with this. So there's a lot of scope for this stuff. It can go a long way. That's at the very top. And then there are people doing, levels all the way in between. So I'm pretty excited to hear a bit more about this particular strategy. And first of all, I want to introduce you guys to Caleb O'Dowd. Welcome along, Caleb.
Thank you very much, Mark. I am delighted to speak with you. You'll have to forgive me. I'm in a cafe in Marbella in Spain, and I'm in the center of the city here. So there's cars whizzing by. I hope that hope the sound will not be a problem. I hope everybody will be able to hear me okay.
I'm sure it'll be great. And I'm just glad that you were able to jump on at such short notice for this particular call.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Now, first of all, just before explaining to people the method, and like, it's quite simple, but it's because it's so much of it's done for you now, thanks to the software tools. It's become even better and more accessible and powerful. I think it's really, really good. But before talking about that, what I want to ask you is, how did you even get started? Because you've got a bit of a unique story to how you got started as an internet marketer. Like, you even lived with one of the world's most famous copywriters of all time. And I don't even know how that happened, but maybe you could just give the 10,000 foot overview. How did you get going in internet marketing?
Yeah, so when I was 21 years old, I was from Ireland. I'm sure everybody can guess from my accent. And I had the opportunity to move from my small town in Ireland to Miami Beach in Florida to live with and work with a very legendary figure in the marketing and advertising world. His name was Gary Halbert. He has since passed away, but my I had pursued this guy for quite some time, tormented him to give me the opportunity to come and hang out with him for 3 weeks. He charged a lot of money. My brother John remortgaged his house to pay the way, and I went over to Miami, and 3 weeks ended up turning into 3 years. I ended up
Wow.
literally living with Gary in his home on Miami, in Miami Beach, and he got me into business. He got me into a direct mail business back when direct mail was an enormous industry, and we went from zero to having $1 million business in the first year, thanks to Gary. We went on to do newspaper advertising in large volume. We went on to do radio, magazines, and our first foray into internet marketing, we launched a business, that went from a standing start to about 3 to 5 million a month on average. A good month was 5 million, and on the lower end it was about 3 million. We did that for quite some time. Since then, I have pretty much gone on the rampage with just about every type of business model out there, from webinars to affiliate marketing to VSLs to large scale media buying to
Mm.
everything. And I think it was about 4 years ago, I was invited to join a very, very exclusive and very, very private mastermind. There was only 12 guys in this mastermind. It cost $80,000 at the time to get into it. It was by invitation only. And I kind of was invited into there. I had unique skills to share with the other guys. And when I got in there, I was blown away to discover that pretty much all of these 12 guys, what they were doing is they were all lifestyle marketers. They were all guys that, had kind of done big things and they'd grown big enough businesses. And ultimately, they kind of came to a realization that they didn't really want these enormous businesses. They really didn't want like 200 people working for them. They didn't want a suit and tie. They didn't want that kind of thing. What they wanted to do was apply very intelligent, very strategic, very simple business models to the internet in ways that made them a lot of money, but did not require them to work around the clock. And to my surprise, what a lot of these guys were doing is they were doing these kind of mini groups. And the way they were doing it, though, was it was very unique to them. It was not something that I saw as, something that could be taken and used to, that would have like a broad application to internet marketing. They were kind of doing these things as they already had a following, you know what I mean? And they were doing it in very, very customized ways to themselves. But I saw that this was incredible because essentially what they were doing is they were putting small groups of people together and they were generating massive quantities of money in a very short period of time.
So they're putting small groups of people together that are interested in a particular topic area or something like that.
Exactly.
But you're doing it differently though, because they were not necessarily always doing that online. That was sometimes in person and selling different kinds of products. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing here. Like your method is a bit different.
Yeah, they were taking people that already wanted to buy something and they were putting, very small quantities of people together, sometimes just 10 people, and they were selling very expensive stuff and making a lot of money in a very short period of time. The opportunity that I saw there was to take this and turn it into a business model that was more of a repeatable thing for, people like, let's say you don't have a following, let's say you don't have a reputation, let's say you don't have skills or experience. Could somebody who, was coming from zero be able to apply that business model? Well, the way that they were doing it, the answer was no. The way that they were doing it, it was very much about, they already had audiences, they already had skills, they already had experience, they already had a lot of stuff that beginners did not. So I wanted to use this particular business model to get into niches and, sell affiliate products and things that required me to start from zero when applying this. So I began to customize this model. I began to work on it. I began to optimize it. I began to test out different ways of doing it. And I ultimately developed a hybrid strategy that allowed me to start getting into a variety of different niches and selling like a variety of different stuff, and yet still making an awful lot of money in a very, very short period of time. And ultimately what this kind of morphed into for me was, at the time when I went into that mastermind group, I was a very, very hardcore internet marketer. I had a very large business. We were running lots and lots of different funnels, webinar funnels, video sales letter funnels. We were doing a lot of volume and I was working around the clock. We were making, great money, but by goodness, I was working my tail off for it. And what I started to realize was this particular business model was something where I could invest just 1 hour per day for like let's say 2 hours per day. Okay. 2 hours is literally a stretch, but like I could invest, let's just say on the high end, 2 hours a day for 12 days in a particular month. That would be a total of 24 hours in a single month. And I was able to generate oftentimes more income in that 12-day period for myself than I was actually generating from all of my other hardcore internet marketing efforts combined. So what
Wow.
dawned on me was, wow, this thing is truly a remarkable lifestyle business in the sense that I can get into any niche. I don't have to be an expert. I don't have to have a following. This does not require complicated marketing. It does not require complicated advertising. This is something that I could literally just invest 24 hours of my time per month into over a 12-day period. And I could literally earn more personal income doing that than, you know, all of my other marketing efforts combined. So this to me became this remarkable lifestyle business whereby and I've played around with this a lot, Mark. You know, I've done one of these every month. And I also do one of them. I like where I'm at right now, to be quite honest with you, is I only do about 3 to 4 a year. And I make more personal income from those 3 to 4 efforts a year than most professional internet marketers make working 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, you know, because obviously talking to you off camera as well, like how much money that you make from this, you know, when you average it out over a 12-month period, you know, making more money per month on average than what, you know, some doctors might earn in a year, and yet you're doing that in a month. On average, obviously, you may not run these every month, but the average, you know, it's quite insane. But I also say with the caveat that I realize that other people out there, your first one of these mini groups, it might make you a different amount. It could be anything, you know, you might make in the hundreds the first time, you might make in the thousands the second time. It could be different, and it depends on what niche you've chosen and other factors. But the fact is, like, this does work. I actually had somebody promote one of my launches a couple of years ago using a very, very similar model to this. I don't know if he actually was one of your students or not, but it was very similar, and he blew everyone away and managed to make well over $1 million in sales of one of my programs as an affiliate using your method there. And I thought, you know, and that was someone that was a lot of people didn't expect to do so well as they did. And I think that model, I think that there's something about mini groups where the thing is, these people can message things to the group, get their questions answered, they can hit the share button, and other people start coming into the group. So they actually bring more buyers in to the group. Is all part of it, and they're all getting served better because they're in this group. I'll just give you a quick example. If I was selling, say, a 3D video camera that might cost $3,000, and I might get a good commission on this camera, I might get $600 or something on it, right? But if I make a mini group around it and then release a little bit of extra information each day in this mini group, and I end up with a bunch of people in the group getting really excited about it, and then some of them are going to bring other people in and say, get a load of this, and they'll talk and they'll ask questions, and you can see how that creates that interest. And then if there's a special, because I know it's leading into a special, and I'm going to put my affiliate link up when that special comes, and I might go, right, it's a 4-day special coming up, and bang, if you want to get it, it's only 20% off for the next 4 days, and I give them my link, I'm going to make a lot of sales of that product. You've already created the hype before the sale was even happened. And I'm just giving one example. I know these mini groups can play out in so many different ways, Caleb. So I may not be describing it well enough. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to give people a 10,000-foot overview. It's something to picture in their head, but that's only one niche. Like, you might not be selling 3D video cameras. It could be something else entirely different. The idea is that that this sort of technology makes it easier to create a buzz around something that otherwise just feels like they're just buying in a vacuum if they just went straight to Amazon or straight to someone's website with no feeling of a community.
Yeah, and I think as well, what's most important is, you know, one of the greatest lessons that I learned is that there is no better thing for you to focus on when it comes to making money on the internet than there's no greater skill. There's no more financially rewarding strategy than being able to create a tribe of people and create massive desire in their hearts and in their minds for a solution that can really help them. And the people that can do that are the captain of their ships, the masters of their destiny. There's no greater skill than that. It is the ultimate skill, because if you know how to do that, then there is really nothing that can ever interrupt your lifestyle, your ability to make money. And I always say to people that there is a fundamental formula for success that has been built into our DNA since birth. And that strategy is the reason why we're able to talk. It's the reason why we're able to dress ourselves. It's the reason why we're able to tie our shoelaces. It's the reason why we have learned all of the things and mastered all of the things that make us an effective human being. That formula is specialize, commit, take action, and never give up until you succeed. That formula is what has gotten us all to where we are today. And we're all capable of doing that. And the people that do specialize in something, the people that do commit to it, the people that do take action on it, and the people that never give up until they're successful at it, they achieve mastery of it. So the question for people who are starting out on the internet, or the people who are really looking to kind of move into a position of getting very consistent success and, you know, entering into a place of financial security and financial freedom, is what is it that you should specialize in? What is it that you should commit to? What is it that you should be focusing on and taking action on? And in my experience, and in the experience of a lot of people that I have worked with, every successful person that I know on the internet has mastered the art of creating a tribe of people, generating massive desire in their hearts and in their minds for specific solutions. That is the primo ultimate thing for them to be working on. And this particular business model, in my mind, is the ultimate strategy for achieving that, for acquiring that skill in the fastest, easiest, you know, and in my experience, the most lucrative way that you can do it. So to me, anything other than that is anything focusing on anything other than that particular skill is an enormous waste of time, energy, and effort.
Yeah, this is great. Like, and I want to also say, just to clarify, when you're saying, you know, to create massive desire, we're talking about they already have that desire. It's not like you're taking, say, a 50-year-old man and trying to sell him women's clothing. Say, it's not like you're trying to sell something to someone that they don't already want. It's like you're trying to sell a 50-year-old man maybe I don't know, some shoes that are going to stop his ankles from ever hurting ever again, or something that they might go, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I like the sound of that. Like, it's something that they already will have a lot of value from, that they're going to gain a lot out of, that they already had some desire for, and that's why they ended up somehow in your little mini group, in your buying frenzy, because they were already you know, and you've got ways of going ahead and targeting those sort of interests and getting those sort of people. Obviously, you're going to talk more on the workshop that we're going to run. So guys, if you want to join the workshop and see more stuff about how this works and why it works, and see you know, results of other people using it, see a lot more detail about just a lot of on-screen stuff, then make sure you join through the link that'll either be in the description or it'll be straight below this video. So just bear that in mind. But so I just wanted to clarify that. It's not like you're trying to sell something on something that they don't already deep down they want, but you are able to bring that desire to the surface and have them see why it's such a good product. So one thing that you haven't mentioned that I think is important is that you always go after promoting high quality products. Because this whole buying frenzy and stuff probably falls over if the product fundamentally is low quality. Like, some people in the group will suddenly go and start saying, hey, I bought one of those before and it broke in 2 seconds, or blah blah blah. Like, it won't work. But it works because you're picking whatever it is that you're promoting through these things, and it could be in a wide variety of niches. You're looking at the cream of the crop, right?
Yeah, I just to kind of further your point there about, targeting people that already want something. One of the greatest kind of realizations, and maybe one of the most lucrative things that I have learned. I've been at this game 19 years now, and maybe one of the most lucrative things that I ever discovered is that not everybody in the niche is a buyer. In fact, 9 out of 10 people in any niche are never going to buy anything. They're not buyers, they're information seekers. And only about 10% of people in a niche are like ready to buy right now. And one of the greatest parts about what it is that, this system, one of the greatest strategies, within this system is the ability to exclusively target those people. We just go after the people that are ready to buy. And the creating of desire is the creating of desire for a specific solution that they are looking for, but they don't know that exists yet. But
Yeah,
when you know how to,
can I just say also, what I meant there was that they already have a problem that needs solving, or they already have a desire for a specific outcome. They don't have a desire for that product because they don't know that that product even exists.
Yeah, exactly. But one of the secrets to this whole thing is the ability to only and exclusively target people who are ready to buy right now. This is why, if you have 1 million people in a group that are not ready to buy, but and you have another group that has 10 people that are ready to buy, you're going to make a lot more money from the 10-person group of people who are ready to buy than the 1 million-person group that is not ready or not going to buy anything. So the real secret to success in this is to create little groups of people that have their credit card in their hand and they're absolutely bursting at the seams to buy a solution. So in terms then of the types of solutions that we only promote, absolutely, we only ever want to promote solutions that are superior on a number of levels. We only want to promote solutions that are superior quality. Solutions that have a track record of absolutely getting people the result that they expect for their money. And in addition to that, solutions that are created by superior marketers, guys that really know how to convert, guys that really know how to take a warm prospect and turn that prospect into a buyer. We only want to promote for guys that really know how to convert. And the third thing that we want to make sure is we only promote for products that give us superior payouts. I learned a long time ago, I've used this model to sell everything and at almost every price point. I've used it to sell continuity programs at like $47 a month, all the way up to selling $18,000 programs. And what I have found is that, while this model works for almost everything, the most amount of money that I make is when I promote more expensive things as an affiliate. The more expensive things that I promote, the more money I seem to make, the easier I seem to make it. It is a lot easier to get, 2 sales at, as an example, $5,000 than it is to get 100 sales or 1,000 sales at $20. So generally, what I lean towards all the time is, identifying, affiliate products that are superior in terms of the solutions they offer people, superior in terms of the advertising, so that, I am promoting something that I know is going to convert my people, and then superior in terms of the amount of money that I get paid per affiliate commission. And when these 3 things combine with the system that we're talking about here, this is how, I have been able to generate such large amounts of money from such small groups in such short periods of time.
And I think it's worth people also realizing that like I think 1 in every 63 Americans is a millionaire. And then there's a
Wow.
lot more people, like it might be 10 out of every 100 or more are earning quite high, like over $500,000 a year or something like that. There's,
Wow.
it might be not the exact right number, but something like that. Like there's quite, that's still quite a lot of people. So if you're targeting
Yeah.
the 10% or the 20% that are extra affluent, then to them, $5,000 is not the same as $5,000 to someone who earns $50,000 a year. That's 10% of their year's income. Someone that earns $500,000 a year, that is, well, that's like 1%. There's a big difference in perception as well. And they are used to spending more on things because they're willing to invest in themselves for certain solutions and so forth.
Yeah.
Like I knew one guy that I think it was, I think he bought it through someone's affiliate link. He ended up buying this blood test thing that tested out his blood for like all of this whole range of like, might have been 120 different possible ailments and allergies and everything. And it might have been $5,000. This is going, I think you can get those for cheaper now, but back then, like 8 years ago, it was quite expensive. And he didn't even bat an eyelid, right? $5,000, get this blood test. And he learned a whole lot of stuff about himself. And he's affluent. He makes over $1 million a year. This was nothing to him.
Yeah.
But, that's someone's affiliate commission as well, as a result of doing that. And you just got to think that way. So you're very good at marketing to, I'm not saying everyone that buys is affluent, but a lot of people are more affluent, just the average person. You just got to remember you're not the customer. The customer is different. They're not necessarily you. You might not be the center of the market that you're promoting in. You might be promoting in a niche that you would love to be able to buy those products, but that is not something that you would buy because that's out of your price range, but it's not out of someone else's price range. So just people got to keep that in mind.
Yeah. And as I said, this business model works to sell, all sorts of things at all sorts of price points as low as like $47.
Yes, it can be.
I'm not, yeah, it's not that I'm trying to sell people on the idea of selling more expensive stuff. But with that said, one of the more surprising realizations that I've had in my career is that, it is a lot easier to sell a $2,000 or $3,000 solution to a millionaire than it is to sell, a $300 solution to someone who, earns $40,000 a year. It is surprisingly easy to sell higher ticket things to, more affluent people, has been my experience. But again, as I said, this can work for low ticket stuff. It has worked for low ticket stuff. Works for a variety of different things. The whole mechanism there really is you put a small group of people together. You generate a lot of interest for a particular solution. You limit the supply. When you limit the supply of how much solution is available, and that number is smaller than the quantity of people in the group that are interested in it, what happens is it creates this, what I call a buying frenzy. When people know that, lots of people want something, but there's not enough of it to go around, they go nuts to get it. And this orchestrating of this scenario in a group is more mechanical than it is skill. There is a mechanical step-by-step strategy to this that makes it so simple that even beginners can apply this and pull off high-level marketing and advertising without it requiring high-level skills to do it.
I remember also you saying about how it would take you 2 hours a day. And that was before, though, you developed the software that makes this like that. That was basically the bit that a lot of people didn't like was, oh man, I got to spend 2 hours a day. Like, to me, 2 hours a day, this is your business, this is your life. You might spend 40 hours a week doing this other thing that makes you hardly anything, and then you won't spend 2 hours a day, like absolutely, able to make just crazy amounts. I don't always understand that, but the fact that that 2 hours a day now can be done in half an hour, or like, at least me playing around with these AI tools, software tools that you've got that do so much of the stuff that used to have to be done manually. It was doable because people had to just fill in your templates, but that took longer than it takes to now just explain the niche a little bit in a few words and press a button, and or look up niches using your special tools. Like, all of this stuff is so much faster and easier now. So that's an opportunity that hasn't existed before now, to do your system faster, because so much of it is now done for you by the software that didn't used to be until, well, right now.
Yeah, the whole AI revolution that is going on right now is transforming the landscape of business. It's really simplifying almost every facet of business. And it's after taking this business model that was already, in my humble opinion, one of the easiest business models in existence for making money on the internet. And as you said, it's after taking what, we talked about 2 hours a day. It's really 24 hours a month. So if you add up, if you like, there's 4 weeks in a month, the average person works 40 hours a week. That's 160 hours a month. So this is 24 hours, even at 2 hours a day times 12 days in a month. That's 24 hours. So 24 hours versus 160 hours. You can see how this is a remarkably exciting lifestyle business model. But as you mentioned, AI is after really turning that, on its head. It's after taking what would normally be 24 hours and turning this into like 6 to 10 hours. So if you can imagine, investing 6 to 10 hours, and making more than what most, doctors or surgeons make in a year during that particular time, then you kind of get an insight into why this is so exciting. And, as you said, we're certainly not promising anybody, anything,
No,
but
it's
here I am. And
right. You've got
what's that?
You're not going to make as much from your first go at it as you are, say, by your fifth go at it, because it's not like you can only do this once. But
yeah, we have had, look, yeah, we have had people, who have gotten very remarkable results, their very first time around, and as you said, the expectation should be that you are learning a business model here. This whole idea of specializing, committing, taking action, and going through the motions until you succeed with it. The problem is that most beginners never really want to, take the time to kind of master something. But if you are going to choose to master something, then, in my humble opinion, and of course I'm biased, I can't really think of anything that would be better for you to master as a skill than this particular business model, because almost every other business model out there requires huge startup costs, requires you to go through a enormous education, requires you to develop very high level skills, requires a lot of trial and error, requires, a great deal of tech setup, requires, copywriting mojo, requires, you to become a salesman or a saleswoman. All of this stuff gets thrown out the window when we talk about doing AI mini groups. The AI mini groups is really a fast track path to going beyond the need for all of traditional internet marketing and all of the hassle and the stress and the frustration that goes along with it, and just going straight to a place of generating sales and generating profits. And the whole strategy that I think is also very interesting about this is that anytime you attempt to sell something, the level of skill, experience, knowledge, savvy, know-how that's required to do that successfully is extraordinarily high. But anytime you promote something, the level of knowledge, skill, savvy, experience, know-how becomes significantly diminished. And that's really what the magic of this whole kind of strategy is. You're really just creating desire for a hot offer that you're promoting. You're passing the leads over to a master salesman that takes care of all of the selling for you, and you just get paid. It's really just about taking people, warming them up massively to the idea of a solution being the perfect solution for them, and then passing them over to a master salesman to
And
do
then
all the
earning,
selling for you.
earning some pretty fantastic commissions. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's you know, I think that's saying something. You know, we're both obviously pretty strong affiliates. Some people might notice my ClickBank things up there. I've got Diamond this year, Diamond last year. I've got Platinum from one of my other companies as well. Diamond means 5 million a year in sales, by the way, as an affiliate. Just saying, like, you're learning from people that are already doing well at affiliate marketing, and that's the big key. If you want to do well at this stuff, you need to surround yourself with people who are where you want to be. And so I highly recommend that you jump on this workshop that I'm running with Caleb, because he's not going to be in a coffee shop this time. He's going to be on his computer sharing with you step by step how this thing works. You can look over his shoulder. So you can decide, hey, no, I'm going to go have a go at this myself. Or you can decide, hey, I actually want to be one of Caleb's students and have access to his AI software, because I can see that that's exactly what I want to do. So you'll have options. You're going to see so much stuff there. So you don't have anything to lose, but you've got a lot to gain by learning this method. It's quite fantastic. It's going to make a lot of sense when you see it on screen more and see those examples. And it's been proven by a lot of people around the world doing extremely well with this method. So is there anything do you think that I should have asked you that I haven't asked you yet before we wrap things up, Caleb?
I can't really think. The only thing that comes to mind also is that this is such a fabulous business model for affiliate marketing, and it is also equally a fabulous business model for selling your own products and services. You know, this just works to generate sales, no matter what way you point it, no matter where you point it. This is a business model for you to grow the sales of your existing business. If you generate clients, if you need clients, if you're in a service-based business, if you sell your own courses, if you sell your own physical products, this is really one of the most sophisticated ways that I have seen for selling almost any product on the internet. And yet it's high level marketing and advertising made easy, So I think that this is just something that everybody should at least check out. It is a unique business model. There's really nothing else kind of out there quite like it. And the people that have been doing this, I have students that have made millions, I have students that have made hundreds of thousands, I have students that have made tens of thousands. And I think in comparison to all the other business models that are out there on the internet, this is something that people should absolutely pay attention to see if it is a fit for what they're trying to accomplish. Because I think anybody who attends that training is not going to walk away the same person. They're going to walk away with a new understanding that there is a business model out there that is remarkably simpler and easier than almost any other internet business model out there, for making a lot of money online in a very short period of time. So I think that's it.
It is a very, very exciting strategy. I just want to say a big thank you for being here for this particular call.
Thank you, Mark.
I'm really loving behind the scenes, though, playing around with the system anyway. It does produce remarkable results across a wide variety of niches. It's well worth checking out. So thanks, though. You've given a lot of advice here onto this call. I think a lot of people have got a lot of actionable things that they can take away. Hopefully you've taken a lot of notes, but also join us for the workshop. If you want to see more on screen, like on your computer screen, see in front of you how this whole thing works, see it broken down in step-by-step detail and more, then join us for the workshop. And the link is below this video or in the description below, depending where you're watching it from. So thanks again, Caleb, for your time. I think
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, and apologies for the barking dogs and the cars going past here. You caught me on the go here today.
I haven't noticed. I think it's been great. You've been great. Thank you.
Fabulous.
Appreciate your time. And
thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, take action with what you learn, and see you next time. Bye for now, everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks.